Right. Well, we are at the top of the hour. We're so excited that you're here today for InfoCon 23. This session is with Huang. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing the name correctly. I'll let her correct me if I'm wrong. From the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, and she will be discussing human AI co-creation of services and knowledge. And I will stop sharing the intro slide and let you take it away.
Hey, thank you, Katrina. So I'm going to share my screen. Does everybody see it? Yeah? Okay, so am I ready to start? Am I okay to start now? Yeah? I cannot hear you. Yes?
I also forgot to mention, if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat, or I'm sure we will have time at the end for any questions or discussions.
Okay, so I can start now, Katrina?
Yes, sounds good.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Huang. I'm associate professor at the School of Information Sciences in the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. I'm also co-directing the Social Computing Systems Lab. Myself, I have computer engineering background. My research is on human-computer interaction and social computing. In particular, I work on how we can design and evaluate human AI interaction systems to co-create new services and knowledge about ourselves and the community. So my research is actually sponsored by OpenAI, Google IBM Research, National Science Foundation, and Institute of Museum and Library Services. Yeah, so my understanding is the audience here include both undergrads and also graduate student applicants to the iSchool. So the purpose of my talk is for me to share some of the information about what I teach in the iSchool, my research projects, and also maybe the iSchool students' careers path. So also currently I'm in the undergrad program committee. So if you have any questions, please feel free to raise here in the session. I'll try to answer them. If I cannot, you can leave the contact or email me, so I'll follow up with you. All right. So first, if you haven't been to our campus, welcome to visit us. Our iSchool is really a diverse and inclusive community. Our faculty member includes a wide range of academic backgrounds and research interests. For example, information retrieval, data science, trustworthy computing, and human-centered AI. And because of this diversity, our iSchool students actually can fully explore their interests. Let me show you some stats here. On our iSchool website, if you go to one of the links, our iSchool towards the end, you will be able to see the stats of our the first destinations of our master students. You can see they find positions all over across the United States, and underneath that you will be able to see which industry they have joining. So for example, accounting, I can see accounting, healthcare, insurance, business data analyst and designer, IT engineer, and UX researcher, web development specialist. And this is for the master program. And for the bachelor program, we also have a very diverse student population. And you can see there also employers include the consulting firms and also IT companies and non-profit organizations as well. I would like to highlight that we did a survey with the graduates, the bachelor degree, bachelor students, and after they graduated, where they were up to, and we found that the responses give us a 100% destination rate, which means they either enrolled in continuing education or got employed. And the average salaries of the bachelor students were above $80,000 per year, so which is really good. And yeah, so you can see the students could take different focuses. For example, we have data science, we have business management, IT, UX, HCI, cybersecurity, different concentrations. So as an HCI faculty here, I teach both undergrads and graduate courses. For undergrads, I teach Introduction to Human-Computer Interaction, which focuses on design and basic design principles, evaluation, and implementation of interactive computing systems for human use. And for graduate students, that course also sometimes allow undergrads to enroll. I teach social computing, which refers to computational systems for collaborative works. So yeah, and actually last semester, I proposed a introduction to generative AI course, which could be given in very near future. So for both courses, I always emphasize 3 pillars working together, right? The basic principles and design guidelines and theories, and also the methodology, the methods, HCI methods, evaluation methods, as well as the state of the art. So for example, for the HCI courses, the undergrad courses, all of the courses students should be able to explain the HCI and interaction design principles and apply them in their projects, in their works. And also they should be able to understand the relationship between usability, accessibility issues of inclusive design. And they should be able to equip with the skills of basic running interviews, surveys, or experiments to evaluate their initial design. So yeah, for social computing course, we also feed students very state-of-the-art technologies or social computing systems so that they will be able to be exposed to the practical research methods in social computing systems research, and they're able to apply mixed methods to examine the effectiveness of social computing systems and how different stakeholders use the systems. So here are the textbooks I typically use in my classes, and they're very classic textbooks. The first 2 were more about interaction design, their fundamental principles, and the second one is methods. The last one is about social computing system design and evaluation. So I always told my student that Google Scholar is my homepage. I constantly update the reading materials, additional reading list by using current papers, and especially for graduate courses. But you can tell only scholarly works are not enough in my courses because AI technologies are updated daily, almost weekly, especially recently. So I always make sure my students are aware of industry innovations and trends. That's why in my classes, I actually invited industry companies to give guest lectures. For example, this semester I'm teaching the introduction to HCI for undergrads, and I invited Wayfair and also Heijin, which is an AI company, to give guest lectures. So in these classes, the companies give talks about their products and also introduce us how their UX design system work within the company, the size of that, and also the workflow. And also they give students some exercise to do in the class so that they also collect some of the feedback regarding their current technologies or their current system design. So that is really a win-win situation for both the industry company collaborators, my research collaborators, but also for the students. So because the students will be able to learn the language of their company, use their terms when they do the job interview so that they have unfair advantages when doing these job interviews. So talking about AI, I believe we're all familiar with the AI-enabled products listed in the slides. So there are smart cars like Teslas and robots and also drones. Also, we were going to have Apple the Vision Pro, which provides augmented reality experience. People are increasingly using this technology, interact with them, purchase them, but we want to make sure that this technologies are ethically designed and used. So for students, we believe you are more familiar with ChatGPT now. Probably you use it daily as I do. And it's a design for more conversational interaction, and they provide APIs for third parties to develop apps that also enable conversational interaction. And ChatGPT, this GPT or large language model, we call, are very good at summarizing content and generating text. And they can be applied in definitely education purposes. For example, GitHub, and also programming, let's say programming teach students how to develop code. Like yesterday in my class, a student demoed how she used GitHub Copilot in her work, in her study, which was really impressive. And I believe these technologies can really help students learn more effectively, but definitely there are downsides we're going to discuss later. Yeah, this is the text-based. They started with text-based interaction or generation of the content. Now we can see Stable Diffusion, Midjourney, DALL-E. If you're not aware of them, one of them, like DALL-E, is already in ChatGPT mobile app and also web version. If you have a Plus user account, you're able to play with it. I want to disclose that most of the images in this talk, later on you will see, they're all generated by DALL-E. With one shot, pretty much covered my needs already. So this is for like image generation. Now with this company, Heijin, and there's similar companies like this, they can generate videos. The basic interaction is users can just upload a self picture, your selfie. It can be very static, just sorry, hold a second. So they can upload their image, and they will be able to generate videos like their own talking. For example, right now, I could just write my scripts and upload into the company's software, and then upload my picture as well, and then click generate. It generate just like me using my face and talking with my voice. So they have different levels of products that you can generate very realistic videos, like me talking without accents. So yeah, that's the video generation technologies for in this industry. And then we also have music generation, sound generation. When we talk about generative AI, it covers all different modalities. So if you haven't tried it, you should definitely take a look at it. But here is a landscape of different generative AI applications. You can find similar image or posters from a lot of the Twitter accounts, and they give you a landscape view of all these different products. However, I'm pretty sure they have to update constantly, almost, bi-weekly at least, or weekly. They all can generate new content, and they have but they all expose some of the ethical concerns, like say privacy, what data you share with them, and to what extent it can impact humans' creativities and abilities as well. So, but in my class, I do encourage students to use these generative AI solutions in their work, but I require them to acknowledge how they use the tools. For example, with this student's permission, she is in my class at this moment, she is an undergrad. She used 3 AI tools to create this video. I would love to share it. So it has the music. The whole video scenery was generated by scripts, like ChatGPT writing a story, and then she used ChatGPT Midjourney and Pika Labs to create this. And then she demonstrated in my class, which is really fun, enjoyable presentation. So yeah, but for each topic, when students present how they use certain generative AI solutions, I always encourage them to discuss and reflect on the ethical concerns, potential long-term use, what are the pros and cons, and also the risks. Whoops, yeah. Oopsie. And then, so I just mentioned about our class materials include scholarly works, papers, books, and also industry work. But in my class, I also make sure I introduce the government policies as well. For example, I'm not sure if you're aware of this. This is a recent release of executive order, White House executive order on AI. It gives a very good overview of the government perspective of technology development and adoption, and also how this particular topic should evolve, and how we can develop policies agenda that can direct shape the industry and the adoption of this technology. So I typically send students these documents and ask them to read through that. For example, in this document, they give very good definitions of different terms that we often use, but we don't have a very good definition. For example, here, the AI right teams, if you go to industry, apply for jobs, it's always encouraging you to make sure you have a good understanding of the basic terms so that you can speak in the same language with your potential employers. So overall, in my classes, I try to cultivate students' growth mindset, like how they adapt to the changes of the technologies instead of just building one particular programming or design skills. I want to make sure students know how to fish instead of just giving them the fish. One particular mindset is also make sure students are aware of the ethical design use of AI, which also emphasized in the executive order. So for example, here you can see when we use music generation tools, we can generate songs that could be very similar to a past singer star. And then the fans may have different responses to that. And then last year, the creative artwork by human, by the artist, and also by AI, Stable Diffusion, that work actually won some or get the first place in the competition. So this phenomena or this incidents actually stir a lot of controversial discussions about the ethical use of AI. Of course, when we design AI system, one major potential risk is also like the movie Hers, right? People may feel intimate, develop some intimacy with AI agents, and then there could be they perceive these AIs as social actors in real life. And then we were talking about in some classes, maybe in future people can marry with AI. So those ethical concerns needs to be extensively discussed, and also people have to evolve their current policies to make sure we can develop ethical use of this technology. But this topic itself is not that new. So this is a paper back in 2019. More than 30 researchers across the whole globe from different countries, they actually summarized the ground challenges of HCI research. One of them is really about how we can live in the integrated, how we can develop an integrated relationship with AI in real life. And it highly suggests that we design AI to enhance human capabilities and extend our potential and improve quality of life without really overshadowing or replace the human elements. And in a recent paper, 2021, these researchers actually compared or studied 1,600 application cases across more than 45 areas, application domains, and then try to analyze, compare AI and human abilities. And they summarized that definitely there are the AI and human are different, and then where are the potential opportunities where we can apply AI in our life without really jeopardizing humans' roles. So from my perspective, I'm more on the positive side of human AI. Can create a better world. This picture is actually generated by DALL-E as well. I believe in this human AI co-creation relationship. Technology can be leveraged to augment and then replace human activities. So especially in the work environment, in health and also education, as well as the environment. So for example, but how we can start, right? I believe we should understand ourselves first. Then to begin with, we should know what abilities, what intelligence humans individually and collectively have. HCI is a very interdisciplinary field, and we often draw literature and theories from other fields like psychology, social science. So in this case, I would love to start with the Howard Gardner's theories of multiple intelligences of human. So you can see that human has the body movement ability, right? And we can create music, make sound, and do logic reasoning. And we have social people skills, and we can develop that. And we can basic linguistic skills, and we have sense of the space. And all these skills, we're actually creating AI machines that could be function as we are, right? As we're doing. So then how can we design the AI that is complementing our skills instead of, competing us or being perceived as competing? But let's think about this. Humans are actually demonstrating these skills through our 5 senses, like hear, see, vision, taste, smell, and touch, right? So we can see how we can identify the limitations of these 5 senses, and maybe those are the places where we can start developing AIs to complement that. So for example, let's take an example from vision. I guess some of you are familiar with this technology. It's called Mirror. Is actually right now is released or sold by Lululemon. So this is really leveraging complement our vision limitation. So our vision, our eyes can only see external worlds, right? We cannot see ourselves without the mirror. So that's why if we can provide this AI solution that can help us be more aware of ourselves, not only just the body movement, but also emotions. And it's not recent work, right? This is a long time ago, like more than 20 years ago, people already can develop solutions that identify people's emotions based on your facial expressions. And then actually during the COVID, I was thinking about when we have this online meeting right now, when we have Zoom meetings, I can see myself. But in the past, when I taught classes in the classroom, I was not able to see myself, my own faces. So I was not really fully aware of how I express myself through these facial expressions. But after seeing myself in these Zoom calls, online meetings, I feel like, wow, that gave me a lot of clues, a lot of information on how I can next time improve my social engagement in future meetings. So that's why we, in this project funded by NSF, and also we collaborate with Gallaudet University, which is the largest or the single universities for deaf and hard of hearing students. We collaborate with them and also Notre Dame University to design AI solutions that can improve or enhance learners' awareness when they conduct self-regulated learning. By the way, I really like this image. It's generated by DALL-E. I think this interprets how individual learners can lose, interest, can get confused, and not be aware of how they feel when they do, informal learning, or watch videos online for, additional learning activities. Then imagine there is a camera can track your facial expression, can detect your sentiments during the learning process. And then after you conduct your study, then this stats can send back to you and then tell you or inform you where you spent your time without much attention, where you're very excited. So we have several publications along this line of research, and we found that this AI technology, AI detect emotions, if we share them with learners after they learn, it can improve their metacognition, which means it can improve their self-reflection of their own thoughts during learning, hugely improve their learning experiences. So this has a good impact on hearing learners. However, if we apply this technology with students who are, with students who are deaf, because when they express when they communicate with others, they use American Sign Language, right? They sign. So many times their facial expression didn't express their emotions while they're doing this study alone. So that's why this technology were not really useful for this particular student population. That's why we design other technologies using virtual avatar to mask learners' privacy and then show visual language like ASL in the video-based learning scenario. And then we found that giving that kind of interventions can effectively engage deaf students learning in this scenario. So I would highly encourage, if you're interested in this topic, let me know or find our papers online. And yeah, so the focus of this work is really applying AI or designing AI for students who have diverse abilities to learn effectively. And then this particular technology, as I mentioned, the facial recognition actually involves image recognition, which is already available in ChatGPT. You can test it out. That you can use the mobile app or even the web app to upload. If you have a Plus account, you can upload images. You can give commands to ChatGPT, ask them to do the analysis. You can see there is a paper. This paper has more than 100 pages, I think, giving all different cases where you can apply this ChatGPT vision feature to identify patterns in or extract information from images, which is really cool. And this kind of features are heavily used by blind users. But in the meantime, OpenAI does not want GPT-4V to be used for facial recognition, which means if a blind user wants to scan a picture to identify who is in the picture, or if there are some people in the picture, they were not able to get that information. So this is very controversial because it's very frustrating to the blind users, right? If we compare the population of blind people versus people who can see, I think there are about 30, 40, or less than 39 millions of blind users global-wise, but we have 8 billion people who can see. So if you think about this technology, if the major users are blind users for identifying the facial versus people who can see, they don't use that feature at all, who should be the one decide which features to include? That is actually leads to another project which is funded by OpenAI. And this project we collaborate with Stanford and Berkeley scholars. We develop technologies which is informed by the decentralized autonomous organizations mechanism, helping vulnerable populations who are minorities to have their voice heard in this whole voting mechanism, so that we can develop more fair solutions to help AI companies to decide how to develop their AI solutions. and how to make it more inclusive and also accessible to the majority of the users, or to the users who have the major interest in certain technologies. And just now I mentioned mainly about the visual features, the text features, but now this character AI, there are a lot of companies also create the generative solution for audio as well. So if you're not aware of the character.ai, you can take a look at it. It's very interesting. Basically, it generates voice like Stephen Jobs or Albert Einstein's. And then it makes the user feel like they're talking to the historical figures and getting insights from their experiences. We are actually, this is another project I'm also co-investigator. Part of it is a huge NSF AI Institute project. We're designing technologies that can help speech therapists to screen children who have speech delay. But in the meantime, we also develop AI that can help more effective intervention for kids to learn language as well. So in this case, the major challenge driven by this research work is we don't have a lot of special speech language therapists. So they're really overloaded. So, but the kids really need effective intervention. So that's why there's a huge opportunity for using AI to facilitate the needs. But yes, I know by far, I think you're already thinking about, it seems like AI can do everything, but everybody can have these concerns about, being replaced by AI, and also long-term use of AI can de-skill people's. That's why I think we should flip the coin. Instead of thinking using AI could replace human, we can think about how AI can be designed in a way that is really augmenting our abilities as trainers. So for example, we all know when we use some public services, let's say safety public services, or even local library services, or even tutoring services, individual service provider could have their blind spots, could make errors in their service delivery, and also they could be, especially safety services, they're under high stress all the time because they're handling safety or sensitive information most of the time. So we can definitely provide AI-based solutions that can help release this professional stress in their workforce, and also can help improve their skills as well, reduce repetitious tasks. So this is, there are two projects funding me to do this work. And we have some trying to release one of the product as a startup company. So if you're interested in, reach out to us, and then we can maybe explore together. All right, so far I have talked a lot about AI. I know people also have AI fatigue. If you remember, this scene is from Matrix, the movie's Matrix. And then Neo, after, just watching some kind of Kung Fu practice, when he woke up, he said, like, I know Kung Fu already. I don't know if that's going to be real, but there are a lot of scenarios in old sci-fi movies actually turn to be true. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I do think we can use AI to help us build stronger skills more quickly. So, but when to stop using that, how to use that, and under what context we should use it, or right, to be more ethical. So I think this is, and also whose ethics. We have to give more thoughts, and also promote students, or let students to be aware of this, so that when they graduate, work in the industry, and also pursue advanced study, they carry this mindset in their work. Last, I want to bring up this image. Everybody knows this is more like showing the theories of evolution, how human, maybe this particular theory is controversial as well, but I want to say I want to say there recently this guy Song is a very well-known Japanese billionaire technologist that he actually did a lot of prediction. He was saying compared to people who do not know AI, who do not use AI versus people who know, this delta difference is like comparing monkey and human, which is, I think, is a little bit exaggeration, but I think is worth noting. So with that, I want to end up my talk, and maybe I can share a little bit about what AI changed me, right? The generative AI. Before I didn't, use Twitter a lot, but after generative AI, I got urged. I have this urge to create a new Twitter account and then start posting more topic about related to my research and related to the field. So maybe we can have some discussions on Twitter. That's probably the end of the talk. I think I'm running out of time. Yeah. Wow. 36
So
minutes.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have some time for questions. If anybody has any questions that they'd like to unmute or drop in the chat. It was a really
Oh my
great.
goodness. Is this the Zoom plugin always on the second screen? Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh no, it's not. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. It's
Mhm.
perfect.
Yeah. Any questions? Feel free to share any thoughts.
There was a comment in the chat that it was a very interesting and well done presentation.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Well, I do encourage folks to join Yoon on Twitter to engage conversation. I
Yeah.
myself just followed, so really
Thank
excited
you.
to continue to learn.
Mhm. Yeah, any questions about the program or your interest? So yeah, I mean, Heritage says, could you please repeat the area of interest you said that you would like people to join? Oh, yeah, thank you. I think I share some of the projects, right? So for example, we have this project, AI as trainers. So I think this is one of the topic I would love to dive in further, because I do see the potential value, the strengths of using AI as a trainer to train professionals in different fields, like even nurse. I see, a lot of companies are working on that, and also counselors, right? And also the library science, this LMLS projects I was developing, I'm actually developing this AI solutions for training libraries as well. So sorry, training librarians. For example, one of the projects is about their local library trying to create this makerspace, but they don't have a lot of specialists, right? Who knows makerspace, who knows these maker machines, who can demonstrate to patron users how to use them. So we're creating this conversational agents using the training material, which could be video, YouTube video, and also PDF files to provide this conversational interface so that kids, older people who don't have a lot of digital literacy can also converse with this tool to get started how to use these maker machines. So that is one area where we're working on. Yeah. And does it help? So yeah, thank you. I think Katie says, who does quality control for AI? That's a great question. As doing social systems research, my principle or my thoughts always like this has to be everybody, like all different stakeholders. So if you're familiar with the participatory design, we involve stakeholders like who could be the customer, who could be the users, who could be the policymakers, who could be the engineers. They have to be together, right? Being able to share their understanding of what to expect from the AI solution. So the quality control has to be everybody able to be engaged in that. but eventually I think the users should be the like user-centric design, and how is the principles we apply in this work. Yeah, thank you. Jenny says, I work in cooperative learning and performance technology. Would love to explore this. Do I? Okay, yeah, I listen. Yeah, sure. And also we have a lot of collaboration regarding educational technology. For example, the U of I has a in-house built platform where based on CS, the platform actually deliver video content for instructors. Especially during the COVID, people who all over the world, instructors, they use that, and students from all over the world to access that platform. Through that platform, we're trying to understand how we can engage students, conduct video-based learning in a more entertaining way, because we have a lot of works finding that study has to be fun, right? The experience should be the focus of this this interaction. It cannot be just the outcome. Recallability, like how much you memorize from the content, should not be the only focus. So my for learning technologies, my principle is how we can improve the whole journey of interaction, how we can make it fun. Yeah, enjoyable. Yeah, we'd love to chat with you, Jenny. Heritage has another class. Must we have a specific background to join this research group? No, as actually I mentioned, for HCI work is really interdisciplinary. What I mean by that is, for a successful HCI team, it includes designers who have design background. It includes software engineers who can code. It also includes, for example, one on my team has undergrads whom I think have special talents in marketing, because you need to talk to your potential customers. And then many times you need to pivot your initial design to new areas. So understanding, being able to build that relationship and then engage the stakeholder is a critical skill. So I think it involves more qualitative and quantitative, and coding everything together. And of course, visionary and team building. So depending on the skill set, we can plug in, the talents in different teams together. Yeah.
Thank you, Yan. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for the question. So
Yeah.
T says, can you please stretch how much technical skills as a data science play in the role of developing an AI project? I think there are two ways we can think about this. One is people who would love to advance the algorithms, who love to build or contribute to the foundation model, which is like a GPT is foundation model, right? And Llama 2, right? Their foundation model is small, large scaled. So for this, I believe you need to have more technical background algorithm wise. But if you're trying to do HCI research, for example, if you want to develop a GPT app, I think as long as you know how to call the GPT API, you should have the opportunity. We often say this is like Apple Store, like iPhone app, right? This platform, when they release iPhone app, people who build these apps could be physicists, right? Could have all kinds of background. They're just they love to build these iPhone apps, so they succeed. They're the first wave of this technology adopter. So right now, it's still at the very beginning. Giving the OpenAI released actually yesterday or the day before yesterday, had the first developer conference, right? So they talk about what changes in the new API. So if you're interested in like this programming, you can always pick it up. That can be definitely buildable. Yeah. Roman says, what other ways can students develop literacy around using generative AI tools other than self-reflection? Develop literacy around using. I'm trying to guess if I understand your question right. So you're asking, using AI, like AI can help detect, right, predict your emotions or your behaviors. And sorry, I'm trying to use, oopsie. I'm trying to get this message out, but anyway, yeah, let me maybe stop this. So yeah, so I think one way is AI can detect this information and feedback to me. That's definitely promote my self-reflection, but also AI can definitely intervene in the middle of this process, like through the learning journey, right? So I think it's about when and where or under what context we were going to apply AI. Does it, yeah, but I think your question is about develop literacy around using generative AI. Can you
Sorry,
elaborate questions a
I
little
can
bit?
come off mute and ask.
Yeah.
Because you talked about getting students to reflect on like the ethical concerns about using like
Mhm.
ChatGPT and other
Mhm.
large language models in the classroom.
Mhm.
Like what other than just like using the technology, what other ways can like students develop like literacy around the technology?
I see, I see. Great, great. Thank you. So you can definitely, so it's like HCI study, right? You can do it yourself to develop the empathy we call design thinking. This principle is about you be the user and contextualize yourself in that scenario to really understand from user's perspective, right? How you perceive this technology. The other is more you observe how other people use. For example, in the class, we have students to demonstrate their use. And then while the audience look at how this person demonstrates the use of this technology, they may develop some they may have some perceptions and they may develop some understanding as well. The third, for sure, you want to read. Like I can see a lot of the new information coming from Twitter and Medium, those posts, and definitely New York Times, those mainstream. But sometimes I do feel like mainstream want to be more eye-catching. They may talk more the negative side of things. But I would say you read more from the field, then you will develop the literacy. Again, it's never too late. I encourage you to catch it up anytime you can catch it up. And also a lot of this technology are developing so fast, right? So yesterday's understanding may be refreshed today. So yeah, so it's never too late. Does it help?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And Joseph, you have a question about I work in digitization unit in the library field. Please, how we can help use AI in the wow, yeah, that's a great question, Joseph. If you see my screenshots where the GPT-4V, right, GPT-4 visual, that can the paper I just showed you, I was trying to let me try to find the paper. So basically that paper written by Microsoft Research, this one, I will going to paste in the message. So here, this one, if you check it out, it actually shows a long list of utilities of GPT-4V, the vision, how they can use it how people can use it to do all sorts of digital, like recognition, pattern recognition, information extraction from this, by digitalizing the content. So yeah, I guess that's one way you can use AI in the digitalization process, recognizing the content, the patterns, and it probably can also recognize the social relationship in the image or in the content. For example, I remember one of the example they show, let's say a person standing by the street, and then there was a car a little bit further down the road, and GPT-4V can definitely recognize the car is smaller in the image, but in reality it's bigger. So they have the spatial sense. So yeah, so there are a lot of capabilities you can definitely leverage there. Does it help, Joseph? Is still there? Okay, yeah. Next question, Chris. I found Bing AI to be helpful for learning how new software tools for work. However, my company has discouraged the use of AI tools due to concerns of oversharing. Yes. What advice do you have for individuals trying to use this tool while minimizing data privacy risk? In my case, I would anonymize column names and data table names when asking for AI to help developing a SQL scripts, but this is a little tedious. I'm curious if you have other ideas. Okay, very, very timely question, Chris. Just right before this presentation, I hosted a reading group for doctor students in the iSchool, and there are some other students from CS department from informatics. So actually just today is a weekly meeting group, and then just today we shared a topic about privacy of large language model. In that work, I can also send you the archive link here. So this is the one. So this paper, if you check it out, that paper, it talked about analyzing in the ChatGPT, in conversations with ChatGPT, what kind of personal identifiable information shared, or what kind of sensitive information was shared in the conversation. And not surprisingly to me is people indeed share a lot of like health record, even financial related information. So yeah, so I can see like, and in the discussion, we were talking about where people realize, did people realize that this is sensitive, they should not share. But I think the other possibility is they don't know what they shared actually captured for for algorithm improvement and for training the data. So I think there is one thing is about you want to check the policies of the tool. So for example, in ChatGPT, if you mask or if you choose the setting to be like not sharing your data, then when you share your, let's say, upload a file that could have some columns maybe related to your work, they should not be able to collect it. So that privacy concern could be lowered, could be mitigated. But I think on the other hand, regardless the settings, your companies, who else are going to be jeopardized or impacted by this process? I think that needs to be clarified. So for example, if it's really work related, let's say our iSchool has some documents, I wouldn't use ChatGPT to analyze them, right? Especially Bing Chat. Bing Chat, I think, is more public. They don't. So I feel like you need to do more masking, and also I remove the identifiable information, and maybe, yeah, so that's probably current solutions, strategies, but that's an ongoing topic. I don't think the field has a good understanding yet. The paper I just shared actually is a very recent work, and they're also just throwing out the problems there. They don't develop the solutions yet. Yeah, so but I think this is a well-aware issue, and then the companies are providing solutions. Actually, if you watch the very recent, like just this week, OpenAI has this new conference release, and then they allow individuals to customize the GPT for their own use. So I think there are going to be new features provided for privacy concerns. Yeah. And yeah, okay, great. Any other questions? Any other questions from the audience?
Well, thank you very much for this very informative presentation and discussion as well. I do want to be mindful. We've got 5 minutes until the next hour of presentations will begin. So excited. So many people could join us today. And thank you for your time and discussion.
Yeah, I do apologize for totally not aware of there is a bar on the screen. So maybe when I share it, it's not that, yeah, the optimal experience.
Oh, I think you're good. I think we're good.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Yoon.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.